Listen, there's a Bitboy Crypto video that I just put out today that is what he calls an expose exposing, quote unquote, Elon Musk. And it's about a 15-minute video just going to town on completely smearing Elon Musk. I mean, it's not even somewhat diplomatic or doesn't even make an attempt to be objective on any level. It's a hit piece, man. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a hit piece. Most importantly, the video was just so full of like hyperbolic inaccuracies, half-truths, and then just straight out lies. And I have a very, very hard time believing that he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. He has to be aware enough to know what he's doing. He has to be privy to enough knowledge to know what he's doing. It's difficult for me to believe that he is operating in good faith when it comes to that. It's very difficult for me to believe. And the thing is, too, guys, it was just what was that, about 4 or 5 nights ago that he tweeted out, he called Elon Musk a douchebag, and then he said, imprison him. So he was calling Elon a douchebag and saying he needed to be imprisoned for tweeting. What's funny is his whole smear video was just, all it was like, he just went down the line of that fake anonymous anti-Elon video. He pretty much just lifted all the talking points off of there and repackaged it slightly. In my opinion, that anonymous video, supposedly anonymous video, it has so much misinformation that I think it's actually produced by the fossil fuel industry. And so what's really sad and ironic about that is it attacks Elon Musk for being all about himself and not about the people or the environment, when those things couldn't be further from the truth, particularly when it comes to the environment. I really seem to think it's a pretty good probability that that supposed anonymous anti-Elon video, it was actually produced by the fossil fuel industry. And the official anonymous group already made a statement that they are not directly associated with that channel, that YouTube channel, or that video that came out. You know, Elon Musk is no stranger to different smearing and misinformation. It stinks to high heaven. And the fact that Bitboy Crypto used that video as a template to make his own smear campaign video against Elon just really goes to show misinformed he is, or dubious, right? But it's hard for me to believe that a guy like Bitboy Crypto doesn't know what he's doing. So I'm tending to lean that he made that video with disingenuous intent, knowing that it was hyperbolic and had some misinformation in it. Most of the misinformation, guys, that has been launched against Elon Musk over the years generally originates from the fossil fuel industries that are doing whatever they can to maintain their status quo, so they're not forced to change. Obviously, the things that Elon is doing do pose a big threat to the oil and gas industries as far as taking a chunk out of what's going on there. And you can never underestimate what the oil and gas industry will do to stop or derail people that are taking electric powered vehicles on a mass scale. I mean, of course, this shouldn't come as any surprise. Anonymous is usually described as a hacktivist collective that's obviously decentralized, and they're best known for cyber attacks on government related stuff and institutions. So it doesn't really line up. And what's really funny to me about both the Bitboy and Anonymous's videos, they use several of the exact same arguments that the fossil fuel industry has been using for many, many years in order to marginalize and dismiss electric vehicles. Oh, and yeah, so like one of these arguments was like Tesla's all about government subsidies, and this is such an old BS talking point that, you know, electronic vehicle detractors have been making forever. Here's the truth of it, guys. It's true that Tesla, like any other electronic automaker, is taking advantage of government incentives for electric vehicles. Of course, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? These are already existing incentive programs, tax incentive programs, specifically to encourage more electronic vehicles and manufacturing of them. Like, of course. But those incentives, the reason why they're in place is to account for the positive effect that electronic vehicles have on the environment, obviously compared to gasoline-powered ones. Fossil fuels in America are extremely subsidized. And the subsidies that electronic cars get and only represent a small fraction of what the fossil fuel industry has been getting for years. Okay, so for Bitboy Crypto and for Anonymous to make this argument, they're basically fellatiating the fossil fuel industry to epic proportions. Another thing too is he would assert things that Elon never even said or implied. Like, Elon keeps claiming that Tesla vehicles are going to be the perfect solution to every environmental problem, but they aren't. I'm like, ooh, wow, got him. Firstly, like, Elon never said that. He never said that. He did that a few times throughout the video where he would create these strawmen. He'd create these big strawman statements or implied statements that Elon never made, or these sentiments that Elon never expressed. So it's pretty easy to rail against an enemy with ideas that supposed enemy never even espoused. And then he made this big stink about how the engines in Tesla batteries require lithium that is supposedly derived from child labor, that lithium, and that it's extra bad for the environment. It's really petty because Elon has made several public statements about how particular he is about how the lithium that Tesla uses is harvested, and that it's done in the most ethical way, and that they go out of their way to make sure it's done in the most ethical and environmentally responsible ways. So that was just, again, just total misinformation. The claim that young children are working overseas in lithium mines, this is not true. It's just not true, guys. I mean, neither Tesla or Elon owns or operates any lithium mine. Now, Tesla does have suppliers who operate lithium mines, but those are located in Australia and Chile. And so there's no evidence whatsoever that they employ children for lithium mining, like none. The things that they're mostly attacking him on are the things that Elon Musk is most conscientious about, and does a better job on these areas they attack him the most on. He does a better job at going about these things in an ethical way than almost anyone. And so it's just crazy to me. It's just so dishonest. This idea that Elon Musk is all about just squashing and crushing the competition at all costs is not true. Like, in Tesla's business model, their vision paper, lack of a better term, part of the reason why they exist is to encourage competition, to encourage a huge breakout in the electronic vehicle market, to help the planet. Elon has tweeted out praise about other manufacturers' progress in the electronic vehicle department several times. Why would he do that? He's done that pretty recently with Ford, actually. Ford. These are all very poorly researched points, amount to just misinformation talking points from the fossil fuel industry. These are old fossil fuel industry talking points, just repackaged under a fake anonymous video and Bitboy Crypto. So Bitboy Crypto is basically, he's helping leading the charge in these archaic and fossil fuel industry misinformation propaganda talking points. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how people can go forward trusting anything that guy has to say from now on. And then another thing too, Bitboy Crypto started his video off with positioning himself to being like a truth teller against the elites that are doing all this stuff. You know, I looked up Bitboy Crypto's net worth. It's well over $2 million. I mean, that's great. I'm happy for him. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve that. He fully does. But, you know, most of us don't have a net worth of $2.4 million, right? So for him to come at it like, hey, I'm just this Paul Revere crypto content creator, just blowing the whistle on the elites. Yeah, no. You see a threat. You see a threat to all the Bitcoin that he's bought. And he is taking it all out on Elon. At the end of the day, I think this comes down to his personal investments feeling threatened at the behest of Elon Musk. And so that's what it's really about here. I think that anger is misdirected. I think that ire is misdirected. I think especially when we see how this plays out in the long run, you know, we can't live under Bitcoin dominance forever, folks. We can't do this forever. It's not sustainable. It's not fair to the rest of us. And I would say that about any coin. I don't want any one coin to completely dictate how the entire crypto market behaves. I just don't think that's a good path to be on.